So guys, today is Thursday, December 26th. I was just at this new house with my son and my wife playing at the Joy Camp, and I talked to some of the sales reps. Sales are exploding. Lots of orders, lots of sales, lots of cars being sold. They are very confident in achieving their target this month, so that's very, very nice. So I also got some more clips and interesting info from the CEO, but first of all, we just got confirmation from Onvo that they actually produced 10,000 vehicles already this month. So, as of yesterday, they produced 10,000 vehicles, and now it's all up to transportation, logistics, and delivery to see if they can actually deliver all these 10,000 vehicles. So it seems like Onvo is actually going to be able to deliver 10,000 vehicles. All right, check mark for that. That's very, very nice. Definitely very bullish, right? If Onvo gets 10,000 deliveries this month, and then you have NIO pretty much getting 20,000-ish, then you got 30,000. You're going to meet your delivery targets. And what's interesting about this is it says that everybody's working overtime because it's the end of the year crunch. I'm sure a lot of people have their bonuses and KPIs tied to this performance statistic. So if they meet their delivery target, they can probably get a bonus. And if they don't, of course, they won't get the bonus. So everybody's working overtime to try to get their bonuses. So that's good to see. And it's good to hear that, hey, 10,000 is in the bag pretty much for Onvo. So that's very, very nice. And then also, of course, NIO, people just ordering the cars like crazy. Right, sales are exploding because it's the end of the year push. Everybody's at that new house. I saw a lot of sales reps working very hard, calling customers, and most of them have already, at this point, they've already placed their orders and locked in the orders. They're getting their cars like right now or in the next few days, and they definitely want to get it before the end of the year because it's local subsidies, and then also a lot of the NIO's incentives and trade-in policy. Everything ends at the end of this year, so there's a rush to get your car as soon as possible. The delivery center also working overtime, so that's very, very nice, very, very bullish. So now I'm going to share two clips. One of them is with NIO's CEO. He's talking about CATL battery swap competition, and then the second one is going to be about Firefly's president talking about Firefly's own individual swap stations. So let's go with the first clip, okay? So I'll play it over, and then you can read the subtitles as well. So the first one is, of course, NIO CEO talking about CATL entering the battery swap competition. Is this going to be bad for NIO? And NIO CEO said, of course, as you can read, that this is actually very bullish for NIO because this is very nice. It really saves them time to explain to customers. And then the fact that they're doing it together sort of makes it easier for people to understand, and it makes it appear that this is actually the right route that people are going, right? In the EV age, you should be pursuing battery swap. You see CATL is doing it. NIO's also been doing it. NIO has the most number of swap stations. So, of course, it's a no-brainer. You got to go buy a NIO, right? If CATL is doing it, so NIO's been on the right thing the whole time. Battery swap has been right the whole time, right? People saying that battery swap is stupid, those people are stupid. So you kind of get that idea where they're not really competing, right? This is really helping NIO out. Exactly. And of course, a lot of people wanted to know the question, the million-dollar question, will Firefly cars be using CATL's EVO system? And there's no clarification on this, but it seems like it will not be using CATL's EVO system. So, of course, we got Firefly's president, Daniel, explained that the Firefly swap station, because of the size constraint of the car, it's a much smaller car, so it can't use NIO's existing swap infrastructure. It needs its own individual swap station, which is much smaller. It can actually fit in one shipping container, much easier to deploy, and it saves a lot more money in terms of like making the cost of materials is cheaper, and the shipping of the swap station is much cheaper compared to a NIO swap station, and it's just overall like a much cheaper swap station. But it seems that they will have to start from zero in terms of Firefly swap stations. They don't have that advantage that Onvo has, where they start off and they got like a couple hundred, couple thousand swap stations that you can use. Firefly cars will start off at 0 swap stations, and then gradually they will have to build out more and more swap stations. And according to Daniel, he said that it will all be based on how many users are at different locations. Say that Beijing has a lot of Firefly users, they will be building more swap stations in Beijing, vice versa. But of course, looking at that video clip, the first comment was, this is repeated investment, all right, repeated investment. And they do have to, once again, spend a lot of money to build out this infrastructure, like highway swap stations and stuff like that. You're going to have Firefly's own highway swap stations. And that's kind of like, wow, like how many do you need? You're going to have to build a lot of these swap stations as well. So again, very heavy investment. They're going to have to really spend a lot of money to build out all these swap stations. And that's just a matter of fact. It's not bullish, it's not bearish, okay? Of course, one way NIO can mitigate this is, of course, the franchise swap system that they have. So other people pool their money in to build swap stations for a sort of a fixed return of investment. So that's going to really help NIO like lessen the burden of building these Firefly swap stations. But it seems like they will not be using EVOGO's swap systems, and also they will have to build everything from scratch, from zero. So Firefly will not have the swapping advantage at the very start. They will gradually have more and more swap stations. So that could impact sales at the very start, okay? Could, potentially. But I think people that are set on buying a good car, they will still buy the Firefly car nonetheless. But of course, there's also the $1 million question. I saw another clip of Firefly's president being asked, will they be able to enter NIO House by themselves? And he didn't really give a clear answer. So it seems like it's still up for discussion whether or not Firefly owners will be able to enter a NIO House. It is very clear that Fireflies will be sold in NIO stores and NIO houses along those cars. So does it make sense that if you sell the car at a NIO House, will they be able to utilize the second floor of the NIO House? So that's yet to be decided, but that could, well, I mean, if they could, then that would be a big buying reason for Firefly as well. But if they couldn't, I don't really think that's a bad thing either, because a lot of NIO owners think that should be exclusive for NIO, right? Just like how Onvo owners can't enter a NIO house, neither should Firefly owners. So, there's good and bad to both sides. But it seems like so far, NIO is on track to meet their delivery targets, which is really, really nice. I really hope they don't come out with that email in the next few days saying that they're going to prudently downward adjust their delivery targets. That's going to really crash the stock, because it just shows that the company can't even estimate their own deliveries, and everything is just, they got to adjust it down. I mean, we would wish that they adjust it up. That would be very bullish. So fingers crossed. I don't think that will happen. It seems like it's going to be a good month. It seems like they're working overtime. They're pushing hard, which is very nice. Sales are exploding. Lock-in orders are exploding. Let's hope that they are going to fulfill and deliver on the delivery front. Exactly. Yeah. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.